Alright guys, another motor build. Here we go. This is a buddy of mine, Mike's. He's got a white RS Evo. Just a mild build. Steel rod motor. Nothing crazy. He's looking to maybe make 500-600 horse at most. It's currently on a stock turbo. Looking to, run 85. But, I mean, the motor just needs to, handle maybe 600 horse or so. So it is a cheap build. We went with the Manley crank. We went with K1 rods, Wiseco pistons, and they turned out pretty well. I mean, the pistons weighed, perfect with each other. Rods were just, 0.0001 away from each other. So, and his block turned out good. Had to have the head resurfaced. But yeah, let's check it out. This is what we got. So here's our measurements, and then we were like 353 on the pistons, and from the looks of it, he didn't even have to touch those things. They were all right on the money to each other. That's good. We got our rings. Here's our torque cam. So okay. ARP 2000's nice. Alright, so here's the blocks. Already got the bearings in it. We've already got the clearances figured out. We got the mains. My machinist likes to stamp these things in there, which is awesome because this tends to be fun because you got to do a lot of silicone. But here's our main bearing clearances. Freaking everything worked out nice, and there's our head. Got it resurfaced. He just grazed it, which is nice. That's all I wanted him to do, just graze it, just get a new surface on there. And yeah, she's looking pretty good. Got our crankshaft standing up over here. Got a few little grind marks on there from where it needed to be balanced. You see where you just barely touched it. Barely touched it. Yeah, crank looks good. Now, mind you, Manley cranks are only good to about 600 horse. I think that's what they rate them at. And if you go much beyond that, it will crack right here. There's the flywheel bolt or the end of the crank there, but number 4 will crack right through here. It always does that. I've had 2 of them so far that have done that. And we no longer run those crankshafts with steel rods pushing more than 4 or 5, no more than 600 horse. I mean, like I said, this thing's gonna be a stock turbo. Buddy of mine let me snag one of the stock Evo 8 turbos that he had, because this one had some crazy shaft play that came off the car. So Mike lucked out, and I got it for free for him since it was just sitting on his bench and he wanted to get it out of the way. Yeah, we're gonna do just do a mild build on this bad boy. You guys have seen many of my other builds, so it's all pretty much the same. Gap the rings, I'm got the bearing installer. That's this tool right here. I'm gonna slam in some bearings. I've already slammed in that is the balance shaft for the oil pump, and I do like these turn down balance shafts. They tend to work pretty good on the Evos. I know a lot of people don't like them, but this thing, it's going to be, not that high horsepower, but it does stabilize the oil pump a little bit. What I'm going to do though is this one was the stock one, and it's pretty marred up there. I mean, it's not horrible, but this motor did have balance shafts, so I'm going to go ahead and throw in these, but they may not tell you have to run these things back in because you have an oil galley. I don't know if you can see it right there, but there is a oil hole right there. So you take that hole and you go to the opposite side and you press that bad boy in there, and there's another one down in there that you got to do the same thing with, just so you block off that oil hole. You can't line them up. You gotta go off to the side. I mean, it doesn't really matter, just as long as that flat side is completely away from that hole. Same thing with the one in there. So we're going to pound those back in. Already got the other one pounded in. So yeah, I mean, we're going to go full on build, and I'll spare you the fast forward and we'll just you know, periodically you know, show you the progression. So yeah, here we go. Wasn't going to go through the whole process of building a motor like I did the last time, but built a steel rod motor this time, you know, 500 horsepower rated. But here we go, check it out. Got some Wiseco pistons, really nice setup. Pistons weighed right on the money with each other. Very, I mean, not bad, you know. So gotta say, for a cheap build, so far the balance has turned out really, really nice. The only thing I ran into on this motor was the oil squirters needed to be tweaked just a little bit, because the Wiseco skirting ended up hitting like dead nut center on the actual piston skirting where the wrist pin goes. See how the squirter is right there, right? And that webbing was right on the edge. Literally, I had to bend it, tweak it over just a little bit, just to get it to clear that webbing. Better picture, but you can kind of see in there. I had to just tweak it over to, from this angle to the left, a hair, just to squirt on the bottom of the piston, and then make sure that they're clearing pretty well. And from the looks of it, it looks like it's really close, but I've got about 50 thousandths of clearance on that one. I'm gonna go through and double check them, but this one from the looks of it got about 60, so I might have to tweak this one out just a hair more. So I just reach in there with a screwdriver and very lightly, very carefully just kind of tweak it out. But yeah, so Manly, this is the Manly Turbo Tough crank, good 600 horse, K1 H-beam rods, decent rods, got the ARP 2000s, bolts, ARP main studs, block's been a line board, you know, so I mean she should do pretty good. Everything's balanced within, you know, a gnat's ass like usual. So all I got left is I got to go through his oil pump, make sure the gears are okay, make sure the case is okay. I got plenty of extra ones back there, so if I have to, I'll just build him another oil pump, no big deal. This motor's gonna have my name on it. I want to make sure that it's gonna be worth a shit. But got his head back. Head's just gonna be a stalker. It's got stock valves, stock springs, nothing severe, nothing crazy. Yeah, you can tell those are stacked springs in there. And I think he's only got like some 264 cams or whatnot. They're not stock because they're not hollow, but I think these things are like 264s or something. They're nothing extreme. Clean those up, put those in. These are DSM lifters. Those are junk. Got a competition clutch. Nice little clutch we're going to be throwing in there. This bad boy, it's a disc, but it's kind of got a puck style, so hopefully that doesn't, you know, mess with the transmission. I know if you run like 6 pucks on Evo Trans, it tends to tear up the fucking trans pretty bad. But yep, nice clutch. This is all balanced to the flywheel. The only bummer is my machinist couldn't get the dowel pins out, so fortunately we're gonna have to do kind of a redneck resurface on this bad boy. It's not cracked. As you can tell, we got some just little discoloration from a little heat. This is all normal, but I don't see any like stress cracks in the surface. And in fact, I can still see the ribbing on there. I don't know if you can hear that, but I you know, this thing is nice and smooth. I can't catch my finger on anything, so I'll just kind of like, you know, with an abrasive pad, and I'm sure, you know, within a little while that clutch probably, you know, mate to that surface no problem. So other than that, let's see, stock turbo. Oh, the other thing we got though, I don't know if I showed you the last time, but we got ourselves a little screamer pipe. This doesn't add a whole bunch. I mean, all it is, it makes some noise, which I know he'll like, but I mean, it maybe help a little bit with just some back pressure or freeing up, you know, the wastegate, you know, kind of disturbing the flow of the main exhaust. But I mean, mainly I think these things are just made for noise, you know, but yeah, the hell with it. It'll work. It'll do what it needs to do. So yeah, so far bottom end's built on the RS, the white RS, Mike's Evo. So yeah, so now I got to I'm gonna clean the surface of the block and get ready to bolt the head on, and then I'll do the oil pump, and then the rear main seal. I got to dig a rear main seal out of my kits back there, and throw a new one in because his is kind of a little tore up. I mean, not tore up, but I don't know, somebody installed it and they put a dent in it, like they were beating on it or something like that, and they put a dent in the seal, so I'm not going to trust it. But the cam seals are okay, but I do have extra cam seals too if I find one that's messed up. Like, I don't know if you can see this. Here, I'll show you on the rear main seal. Check this out. Can you see that little wave right there? Yeah, it's like they tapped on it too hard and they bent that metal, so not going to trust it. I mean, the rear main seal wasn't leaking, but I'll put a new one in anyway. Better safe than sorry. But yeah, so far so good. Just building Evos here at you know, Snell-fed Performance. You know, just doing what all you guys out there like doing, making cars go fast as the budget will allow, right? All right, see you on the next one.